Hi plant friends, thanks so much for tuning in. My name's Robi, and in this video I'm going to share with you how to pick and choose the perfect plants to go inside of your terrarium. Now, terrariums is how I started Loof, and it's really the foundations of my business, and it's how my houseplant obsession started. So let's just jump straight into it. When picking the right plants for your terrarium, you want to try and pair species together that are going to thrive together. It's why you never want to plant arid and tropical plants together, because it's just never going to work. A cactus is never going to thrive and be happy in a wet, moist environment, unless it's a jungle cactus, but that's something different. And then vice versa, a fern is never going to be happy and never going to survive in an intense line where it's hot and dry. So firstly, you want to pick whether you're going to be doing an arid or a tropical terrarium. Also, when it comes to picking plants, I like to think about how they're going to look together. So usually I try and pick something that's maybe a little bit upright and then paired with something that's a bit more of a lower grower or a little bit of a lower structure. So with this one at the front, I picked different cacti species. Sorry, I don't know the names, but I tried to pick ones that are at different levels. With this terrarium at the front, I purposely put some Tradescantia cuttings in there so it would be able to grow out and tumble over the front of the terrarium. And then with these terrariums at the back, I got some driftwood and I attached some epiphytic plants to it. So in this one I've got a staghorn and I was able to attach it to the driftwood, and that kind of mimics their natural habitat a little bit. And that's a great way as well to kind of fill up that negative space at the top of the terrarium. If you're new to planting up a tropical terrarium, I'd advise to go for some easier species, so something like an epiphytic fern or some epiphytic tree vines and or kind of some ground covering kind of peperomias or something like that. Those species don't mind drying out a little bit, so you've got a little bit more leeway when it comes to maintenance. So some examples of tropical epiphytic ferns is the blue star fern, I've got the staghorn fern. I haven't got any ground covering peperomias, unfortunately. And then kind of for tree vines, you can look out for Scindapsus, philodendrons and epipremnums. They're species that I usually bring along to workshops, and again, they don't mind drying out a little bit. But if you're looking for something a little bit more challenging, you can go for plants that are in the Marantaceae family. So things from Maranta, things from Stenonthe, and what used to be Calathea, which is now something else and I can't pronounce it. And you compare them with more lower ground covers like Fittonia, so this bright veined plant which is just gorgeous. And I've paired it with this Tradescantia as well, and I can tell that terrarium really needs some water because it's looking quite dry. But they're a little bit, in a sense, a bit more challenging. They need a little bit more maintenance, so you need to be on top of watering a little bit more. Now, when it comes to picking species of cacti and succulents, it's a little bit more simpler than tropicals. I'd say the majority of them do like the same conditions, so that really hot, dry, really intense light environment. But there are some species that you do need to look out for and be mindful about. So if you're planting a terrarium up with aloes or Haworthias, you might just need to be a little bit mindful, as some of those species don't like as much of an intense light as others. So it is a little bit of trial and error and finding out what works for you. It's all about just giving it a go and seeing what works and seeing what thrives together. I'll be following this video up with some other videos, and one of them will be the kind of care and maintenance for a terrarium. But for the time being, if you plant up an arid one, don't put it in too high a light. If you put in direct sun for too long, that glass might intensify the light, and you may end up scorching some of the plants inside, so just be a little bit mindful. And then when it comes to the tropical light, you want to put it somewhere partially shady and really avoid any direct light. That will all come in another video for you guys. Thanks so much for tuning in and watching this video. I hope you found it useful. If you want to find out more of what I get up to, you can find me on Instagram and Facebook. Just find me at Leaf Terrariums. During lockdown, I'm hoping to release a set of basic terrarium guides. So if you're new to terrariums or you're lacking some of the materials, you will find these videos useful. So, alright, that's it from me. Let me know if you found this video useful, and yeah, that's it. Thanks so much guys, keep on growing, bye.